Joe here with Midwest Military Equipment out of Washington, Missouri. Today we're going to be taking you on a drive in a Stewart and Stevenson M1078A1R. This particular unit behind me here we're going to be walking over to is a really awesome truck. We just completed this for a good customer of ours, Caden, out of North Carolina. She's getting really excited to come pick this truck up next week. Wanted to do a little bit of driving video, kind of talk about the 1078s in general, and go over all the different features and accessories that we added to this truck. Starting off first and foremost, obviously, as I said earlier in the video, this is a Stewart and Stevenson M1078A1R. So an A1R is one of the latest iterations of the FMTV family of vehicles. It's powered by a C7 Caterpillar engine, Allison automatic transmission, has upgraded front shock absorbers. The cab air ride is actually removed on the A1Rs. This particular truck came to us in very nice condition. We decided we had a ton of inventory that was camouflage, green, tan, all your mil-spec colors. So we figured why not build a few trucks ready to go that are already painted a different color. So this entire truck, we refinished the exterior of it in this awesome gray color with all satin black undercarriage and suspension. Caden went ahead and had us add a bunch of different accessories to this truck, starting off on the front. It's got our upgraded LED lights all the way around, truck light LED lights, which is a kit that we sell. She went ahead and had us add the upgraded LED heated headlights. So these actually have a heating element in the lens of the headlight itself to burn off ice, fog, moisture, condensation, things of that nature, as the original incandescent bulbs create heat, but the LEDs do not create as much heat. So that heating element is something truck light did in order to compensate for that. Over here on the passenger side step, this has got our MME upgraded cab steps. So these are an upgraded cab entry step that we build in-house here. They're all powder coated texture black, CNC cut, formed right here in Washington, Missouri. Very simple addition, very popular option for our trucks, just makes it easier to get in and out of it. Originally the cable step stopped about here, so this gives you about an additional probably 6 inches of step clearance, and it also gives you this other platform to be able to get in and out. So if you're a bigger person, getting in and out of these trucks is sometimes a little bit difficult because you're limited with this single step platform. What these steps are able to do is just cut off the original cable step run, go ahead and bolt these up. We provide all the hardware, everything is included in the kit to be able to install them, and that gives you this additional step and then this larger, more robust cable step itself. A couple questions that we've had on customers in regards to these cable steps. So as they protrude out further from the vehicle itself, they are not over the overall width of the vehicle, they stay within the fender width of the truck. But one important thing I wanted to note is whenever you do raise and lower the cab, unlike the original steps, you do have to have the tires straight when you raise and lower the cab of the vehicle itself. Walking over here to the tires. So this is actually one of the first LMTVs we've done this on. Caden sent us some 1400 R20s, said, hey, can you put these on my truck? So we went ahead and mounted up these 1400 R20 Continentals for her on this vehicle. They look really tough. So these are newer date code tires that she had ordered and sent to us and said, hey, put them on there, let's see how it looks. I think it looks terrific. I definitely think we're going to be adding some 1400 R20s to some trucks that we build in the future. Another thing I wanted to notate is we've added eco hubs to this truck. So the eco hubs remove the 2-to-1 planetary reduction axle assembly that originally comes on these trucks, and we'll go over some of that and the drivability whenever we go ahead and take this truck out for a drive. Along with the eco hubs, it's got our CTIS wheel covers. This is a complete bolt-on kit that we offer. Along with all the products that I'm kind of showcasing in this video. These bolt right onto the original wheels and they protect the CTIS hoses and hose valve. You still got a original location where you're able to put air into the tire. That does not influence, you don't have to take the cover off to be able to do so. Walking back on the truck, due to the fact that we put 1400 R20s on it, the tire carrier would need to be extended in height to be able to accommodate that 1400 R20. Caden actually informed us that she's going to be taking all of this assembly off, so there was really no reason for us to do that, so we got a 5th spare thrown in the bed of the truck itself. This truck Very rare option on an A1R. Don't see a lot of A1R trucks. This truck actually has a factory hydraulic winch. So this is a DP Manufacturing 17,000 pound capacity hydraulic self-recovery winch. Cool feature of this winch is it's actually able to pull from the front and rear. A lot of the 1078s and 1088s, 1083s, we've showcased these winches a lot in our videos, but it's just very unique to find one on a single axle 1078A1R. Just haven't had any come through the shop besides for this particular unit here. Walking over to the rear, you can see truck light LED lights all the way around, marker lights, turn signal lights, everything else. Brand new glide hands, all brand new shackles. Caden went ahead and had us add our 2.5 inch receiver hitch on the rear of the vehicle. So that is our bolt-on receiver hitch. We offer these for both A1R variant and non-A1R variant of trucks. Another thing I want to notate here is we did our ruggedized frame rail mounted converter. If we take a look back, actually it might be easier to see from the top from the boarding ladder. We've went ahead and mounted the ruggedized frame rail mounted converter there, wired it into the taillight. So this is an accessory that we sell. So what this accessory does, we offer it in a couple different ways. One that plugs into the original 12-pin military receptacle, or we offer the frame rail mounted converter. So the frame rail mounted converter, hence the name, gets mounted somewhere on the frame rail or someplace fixed. It plugs into the original taillight wiring with some splices that you don't have to cut or splice anything. It's all direct connect with Packard connectors. Very, very nice feature. And what that's able to do is give you a remote mount 7-pin flat and then a 5-pin round right there. So if you're going to be pulling a civilian trailer like Caden's planning on doing, one of our most popular options. These work on not only LMTVs, Humvees, any truck that is 24-volt system and has that 12-pin factory NATO military plug. We're able to provide you a converter for that. Another nice feature about the converter is you are able to wire in a trailer brake converter as well with that light converter cable. Nothing really too much to talk about over here on the driver's side of the truck. Being that this is an A1R truck, it has a factory battery disconnect switch, which is located underneath here. Accessory wise on this side, we already kind of discussed the eco hubs, the CTIS covers, the steps. Let's go ahead and jump up in the cab of this thing. We'll show you the starting procedure. I've got the battery switch on now. Gonna go ahead and get up in the cab and we'll talk about all the different accessories that this A1R has. Now that we're up in the cab of the truck itself, a couple of key features. So if you notice, one of the first telltale signs on an A1R truck is that the whole instrument panel on the driver's side for all your gauges and everything mount is black. Predominantly on A1 trucks, they're all green. If you notice on an A1R, the warning light indicator is substantially smaller and it's a different profile than an A1R or than a straight A1 or a non-A1 and what I consider an A0 truck. This particular truck has the upgraded push button light switch, so I'll go ahead and turn the lights on here. We'll do service drive, enter, lights are on now. These switches up here are kind of unique to this truck because it is a winch truck. All winch trucks will have this. So this is a PTO engage switch, winch in, winch out, and then this is a winch cable tension switch. So you're able to operate that self-recovery winch that we showcased on the side of the truck earlier directly from these controls right here. So starting procedure on this truck, very similar to all other Stewart and Stevenson family of vehicles. However, we've went ahead and added our MME keyed ignition to this. So the keyed ignition takes place of the original red start button. So I'll go ahead and throw the green switch down. Everything will turn on here, and then I'll go ahead and turn the key. Start the truck up. So now that we've got the truck started, obviously parking brake light stays on, all the gauges will orientate, get calibrated. So these are actually worked through a Medallion Instruments control panel. So if you probably might have audibly heard a little air click on the start process, that's typical on these A1R trucks. Another feature that we added to this truck is our MME interior grab handle door handles. So these have an integrated cup holder in them, give you a nice spot to put your arm. Also easy to get in and out of the truck. Very inexpensive, popular accessories. You can see we've got them mounted on both the passenger and driver's side. All new window cranks, all new handles as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this truck in gear. Release parking brake here, pull through the gate, take it for a little spin. So a common question that we get in regards to the Eco Hubs. So the Eco Hubs are a very popular accessory and they're becoming more popular by the day. We still do a ton of highway gears. So the difference between the Eco Hubs and the highway gears. So installing eco hubs on a truck simply removes the 2-to-1 planetary reduction hub on the outside of the axle assembly itself, giving you a final ratio of 390 if your gear ratio is stock in your truck. What our highway gears do is actually change the ring and pinion of the center differential of these FMTV vehicles and give you that increased top speed by changing it from a 390 to a 307. So that 307 gear ratio gives you a final outer ratio of 614 versus with eco hubs your final ratio is 390 because you're deleting that 2-to-1 planetary reduction hub. So I like both. We sell a lot of both. Honestly, the highway gears, I prefer them if you're going to be using the truck in a more off-road application or hauling a lot of weight. The eco hubs are predominantly well for trucks that are going to spend a lot of time on the highway and a lot of drive time, windshield time in the truck, not necessarily maxing capacity, things of that nature, doing a lot of really heavy off-road towing. We get a lot of customers that do some really crazy towing in these trucks and use them for things they were really intended for and some things they probably weren't really intended for. So drivability is phenomenal. As you can see, this truck with a C7 in it, these trucks get up and roll. C7 trucks are probably one of my favorite trucks to drive, second to the 3126. The 3126 is rip as well, but the C7s really get down. And having these 1400 R20s that we installed here on Caden's truck, so the 1400 R20s are an 1.5 inch taller tire. So originally the Stewart Stevensons came with a 395/85 R20, which is a 46.5 inch tire. The 1400 R20s are a 1.5 inch taller, so they're a 48 inch tall tire. So you're gonna gain some highway speed with that. So this thing gets down. Like right now, we're already doing 35 miles an hour with ease. It's pretty impressive on how well this truck runs out and how well it drives overall. You know, I'm literally driving a an 18,000 pound truck with one hand right now down roads, and it corners terrific. One thing that I noticed about the Continentals is they are a little bit narrower, so you probably do sacrifice a little bit of ground clearance, or excuse me, ground compaction rate, but you're able to still air down the tires if you got yourself in a situation and get that footprint of the tire a little wider. But overall, I mean, the noise inside the cab here is pretty unbelievable, like decibel rating with the eco hubs and these 1400 R20s. You know, the shoulder of the tire is a little less aggressive, so I feel like that helps a little bit with the road noise as well. So definitely don't have anything bad to say about adding 1400 R20s to this truck. I'm quite impressed with it, honestly. So go ahead and get out here on the highway and see acceleration. Really doesn't dog the truck down a lot. Having that 390 final ratio and the larger tires runs out very, very well. We're already doing 45 miles an hour right now, almost 50, and this thing gets down. I'm very, very impressed. So one thing I want to emphasize, we get a lot of inquiries about people, what is the best truck for me? Predominantly, if you're going to be building it into an expedition vehicle or putting people in it for a high water rescue situation, or, there's a multitude of applications. The FMTV family vehicles is probably one of our favorite trucks to be able to provide a customer with. So these trucks do extremely well. The turning radius is terrific. I'm going to go ahead and make a right here just to show you. Streeting these trucks around, even in town, they perform very, very well. They're very comfortable to drive. Braking is very simple on them. Just overall, getting them around, maneuvering them, they handle and drive terrific. Maintenance items, being that these have a CAT engine on them, parts availability, Caterpillar is known for their parts availability across all of their heavy equipment lines and their commercial industrial lines of engines. Getting parts for these engines is not going to be an issue. And then backing that up is the Allison transmission. The Allison transmissions, the 3000 and 4000 series Allisons are just absolutely terrific transmissions. We see very little major mechanical issues with them. This particular truck has the 3000 series in it, and they're just really, really robust, great transmissions. That 7-speed, you really hardly even feel this truck shift as we're driving it. And more of a suburban application right now, taking it through a neighborhood here. But turning radius on the trucks are terrific. So overall, one of my favorite trucks to drive. you know, for cool and wow factor, still the M1070 Oshkosh. Those trucks are absolutely awesome. But for drivability and actual user-friendly operation, these Stewart and Stevensons are awesome. So, Kate's looking forward to coming and picking this thing up next week. I'm looking forward to delivering it to her. Hopefully she enjoys it. She's going to be actually driving it back to North Carolina. So we've done a lot of QC miles on this truck, just running it, making sure everything's right for her. Very happy overall with how the truck turned out, and excited to get it, see her first impression of it. This will be the first time that she's seen the truck in person. It's not very often we get customers that actually fly in and pick up their trucks. You know, a majority of our trucks are shipped direct to the consumer. You know, on one of our semis that we offer door-to-door delivery service. So if you're looking for one of these trucks and you're like, man, how am I going to get it from St. Louis, Missouri out to wherever you may live? Well, we do offer full door-to-door delivery service on our own semis, and if it is something where it comes into a time restraint where we're not able to truck it on one of our own trucks, one of my close friends has a large number of semi trucks that run over the road that help us pick up and deliver equipment. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip this right up front in the parking lot here. Park it right up front. So you see we pull off the street there, pulled right in. Very easy to park. I'll go ahead and put the truck in neutral, set the brake. So that's really all to cover on this M1078A1R. So if you're looking for a military vehicle of any shape or form, we keep over 250 units in stock, whether it be an FMTV family of vehicles, a Humvee, Oshkosh trucks, pretty much everything ranging from 4x4s to 10x10s. We also do sell generators and heavy equipment as well. So if you're looking for a generator or a D7 dozer, we've got a few of those listed up on our site right now. We appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video today. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your feedback, so drop some comments below. We're going to be doing a lot more videos like this, kind of explaining the operation of these trucks, walking you through driving, operating them, and just taking them out in real world applications and using them for what they're intended to be used for. So you can check us out online at MidwestMilitaryEquipment.com or give our sales team a call at 636-900-9046. Thanks for watching.